Shalom, and thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Shalomith, and as always, we're showcasing people who are living in the community, living with purpose and passion. And today is a different kind of show. Today, we're asking you, the audience, to participate by asking yourself the question, what is it that I have? What gift or talent do I have that I could nurture and develop that could earn me some extra money? There's somebody here who knows how to sing. There's somebody here that knows how to bake a cake. I mean, like Mrs. Fields or Famous Amos or somebody like that. There's somebody here that wants to start a daycare center. There's somebody that wants to do something, and I'm sure our viewers at home, you want to do that too. So today we're going to talk about several things. Using your gift, whatever that gift is. And we also have some writers in the audience today. How many writers do we have? Wonderful. So we'll also talk about self-publishing today. How's that? All righty, so let's get started. First, what I'd like to talk about is how many of you are living with purpose and passion? Let me see a show of hands. Isn't that wonderful? What is it that you do that you love so much that you don't even look at the clock? What is it that you do? You can sing. Wonderful. You sing. Anything else? Come on, talk to me. Writing. Okay. Now, in your singing and in your writing, how much time do you spend doing that a day? Do you work a regular 9-to-5 job or 3 to 11 or 11 to 7? Do you do that? Okay, so you put 8 hours or more at the job, right? You spend an hour getting to work, possibly an hour getting back. How much time do you spend developing your craft, your niche, your talent? How much time do you spend? Sometimes 4 to 5 hours after those 8 hours of work? Now, see, that's a dedicated singer.
All day while I work.
All day while you work. I like that. I like that. Okay. Anyone else?
I get up in the morning and write for about 3 or 4 hours.
You get up in the morning and write for about 3 or 4 hours. I used to do that too. I don't do that anymore. I think I've written enough books. It's time to do something else now. But, so what time do you usually get up in the morning? About 5? Start writing about 5:45. Oh, and you write until 9, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, till I come on. Oh, well, praise God. Actually, wait a minute, but I'm on at 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, okay. In that time in the morning, do you feel empowered?
Yes.
Do you feel as if you're in control of your life? To a certain degree, because to a certain degree you are. And that's what I'd like to share with our audience today. When you take that special time for yourself, you empower yourself. You tap into the goodness that God has to offer. Did you know that? Just pretend we're at church on a Sunday afternoon, and you haven't had too much greens, black-eyed peas, and yams. Let me know you listen. Just say, amen. Amen. All right now, let's go to church, y'all. How many of you cook? How many of you would like to have a business cooking? I see 1, 2 hands. All right. Well, this is some information. I attend seminars all the time, and I strongly advise you to attend seminars as well, because there's just so much information that you can learn just by going to seminars, especially if they have that F word free. I went to a workshop recently that talked about getting your business, having your business, I should say not, what's the word I'm looking for? Tapping into corporate America. Has anyone ever heard of Michelle Hoskins? The syrup lady? You don't know Michelle Hoskins? All her syrups are at Dominic's, Jewel's, all the stores. Well, what kind of syrup do you all eat? You should be eating Michelle Hoskins syrup, okay, from now on. That's a sister, okay? Buy her syrup. Okay, this is something I found. I'm not a cook. Don't pretend to be. Don't know my way around the kitchen except to find a fork and a plate. And this is one of the brochures that I found, Supplier Diversity Program. There are agents, government, state, local agencies that have to award a certain amount of money to people who qualify. If you were a minority business enterprise, anything of that nature. Does anybody here know anything about that? Okay, well, if you'd like some more information, we'll talk about that after the show. I was recently at the same seminar. I think it was called Med Week. It was a conference at McCormick Place. And Sears was one of the corporate buyers there. And Sears buys the type of training that I do, which is career and personal development and leadership management, things of that nature. So this is just one of the brochures that I picked up. And their commitment to diversity, well, that's Sears, that's the same thing. But the state, city, state, and federal government has programs that not only you qualify for if you are a minority, or if you don't have, if you already have a company and your company doesn't make that much money, like if you don't make over $100,000 a year, then you can qualify for these programs that they have. And speaking of money, let me say this before I forgot. This is a book called Yoki's Grant Book for Churches and Nonprofits and Artists, and it's called Yes, I Need Some Money. Isn't that awesome? This is a sister. I mean, it's straightforward. This is a sister who, the book will teach you. I met her at the WGCI music seminar a couple of years ago, and it's like she keeps in contact with me all the time, and I like that about her. And so as a result of seeing how GCI does their seminars, she started doing her own seminars, and she finally came up with a manual. And in this manual, it tells you how to get money for practically anything you want to do. It will tell you money how to get, well, it actually starts off by telling you what's a grant, the type of grants, the terminology, finding sources, how and when, where to apply. I know because I went and applied for some of them, and I'm still waiting on the results. So I know the information is valid. So I just wanted to share that with you. Yes, I need some money. So if you need some money, this is a great grant book to have. What we're going to do is take a look at some of the possibilities that can happen for you as a writer. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Okay. How many of you here write poetry? How many of you write fiction? How many of you are just writing a novel or a love story or something like that? Okay, we've got a good majority here. I don't know if you have the handout, and I don't think you do. Michael, would you, my assistant, Michael Jackson, let's give Michael a great big round of applause. Michael, there's a handout here that has the index. I think it's the second from the left. It says index. Yes. Would you take those and pass them out? Just be sure everyone gets one. And I need one as well. Can you hand me one, please? Thank you so much. There is quite a bit of information that you need to know in order to get started in self-publishing. As a self-publisher, you do all the work, and there's a lot of work. So that's why this has to be a labor of love. These are the top 10 tips for self-publishing, and when your handout comes around, you'll see that. In this manual is called, if you can see it, there's so much information in here, I can barely hold it up. Oh. It's called the Inner Author Self-Publishing Manual, and this is what I'll be talking to you from today. And anybody like to know why I chose the Inner Author? It just sounds cool. Because there's an author in all of us, because we all have a story to tell, right? Okay, well, this is what the index includes, the 1 through 10. Number 1 is how to get started, avoiding writer's block. Manuscript development, choosing a title. Number 4, the editing process. Number 5, the copyright, barcode and ISBN. Number 5, choosing a graphic designer, a book cover. Number 7, choosing a publisher or a printer, as you are the publisher, so all you have to do is choose a printer. Number 8, what will it cost? Number 9, marketing and promotions, creative visualization, and the last chapter in the manual shows you a sample press kit. Okay? Okay? All righty now. So we're going to go through the first chapter in Top 10 Tips for Self-Publishing, and we will begin with how to get started. Has anyone ever experienced writer's block? What do? How do you avoid writer's block?
Change pace.
Change pace? Take a break. All those things work. Whatever works for you. No two people are the same. But these are some very important questions on how to get started. And the very first thing you need to ask yourself is, why am I writing this book? Am I writing it because I'm passionate about writing? Or am I writing it because I want to become a celebrity? Or you want to leave a legacy. I don't have children, so words are my babies. So that's what I'm leaving behind. What is my book going to be about? Is it poetry? Is it prose? Will it be inspiration, children's stories, adult compilation? Who are my readers? What are their ages? Are they children? Are they adults? Are they 18, 25, 25, 54? Are they senior citizens? Who would want to read this book? Why would they want to read this book? Joy and pain? Are you willing to share a personal part of yourself? Are you willing to be okay with the fact that this book may not become a bestseller? These are some things you need to be aware of, because a lot of people are under the misconception that once you publish a book, I'm going straight to the top. Well, you only go straight to the top if you work really, really hard, and this is tough. That's why you got to love it. What determines the success of your book, and who determines the success of your book? Is it the people who buy your book, who got enjoyment from the book, or is it the amount of money that you make? Society tells you if you don't sell 1 million books, then, you know, it's not a good book. Well, I'm quite sure you've all seen a bunch of books out here. They're just garbage. And I mean, they're just selling by the millions, okay? That's in chapter 1. We're going to go to chapter 2 right quick. Manuscript developing. You can find a book. This is the easy way I did it. I found a book. This is my second book, Inspirational Conversations. Open the book up. Find a typist who set the margins. My margins are 1.5 inches all the way around. Or is it 1 inch? I don't know. I'm not a typist. So, and that way, when you type the book, it's ready to go to the printer. Does that make sense? Yeah. Gosh, I hadn't known that for the first book. But it's a learning process. If you need a typist, just email me or call me. I have lots of people that I can recommend to you. Choosing a title. Choosing a title is not always easy. In chapter 3, we're talking about choosing a title. My first book, The Passion Principles, Pathways to Purpose, Power, and Profit. I know that's a lot of alliteration, a lot of P's, right? The word passion, I went to Les Brown's seminar, Speaking for a Living, and the word passion kept coming to me, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I named my business Pathways to Passion. And you can imagine the kind of calls I got, right? They were talking about the passion for lust, and I'm talking about a passion for life. I had to change my name, and I had to change my number, because I just kept getting those calls. So that's just a little sample of what Pathways to Passions is, a little story behind it, I should say. Number 4, the editing process, and we're going to stop here because we're going to have a little entertainment for you. The editing process is crucial. My first book, this is the first one. That book I just showed you was the second printing. This was the first printing. Don't laugh at my hair. I will hurt you. Okay, no, just kidding. But in this book, there are 1,001 mistakes. I don't know what happened. I have an excellent editor. She's a librarian. But between my copy that she gave me, which was the corrected copy, I know it because I checked it myself, and the disc that got to the printer, I don't know what happened. So there's you got to be really, really careful on the editing process. So that's chapter 4, and number 5, we're going to go to protecting your property, and then we're going to take a quick break. This is called copyright instructions. How many of you have copyrighted your information? Okay, just in case you don't know, your work is automatically protected when you write it, but that won't help you out in a court of law. So you need to send it into the Library of Congress. And that address is, what is it, libraryofcongress.org. It's in one of the handouts I have, so you don't have to worry about that. And you also need an ISBN number. Do you have an ISBN number? Every book needs an ISBN number on the back here. It's called the International Standard Book Number. You cannot sell your book in a store unless you have one. You can sell it out the trunk of your car, but you can't sell it in the store. And you do want people to have access to it in the store because not everybody's going to see you and buy it out the trunk of your car, okay? So have you gotten a little information yet?